All right. Holy cow. Hey. We needed a win and we got it. I thought it was, again, I thought our defense was phenomenal. I thought our offense caused us problems in the first half. I think they scored 10 points because of our offense, and they only had 25. As I've said, I think we're elite defensively in the half court, and as long as we believe that, keep flying around like we fly around, we're going to have a chance to win games. We're getting a lot better offensively, but, you know, the thing that got us in a little trouble tonight is we forgot these two guys were on the floor for a little bit. You know, we got that big lead, and then we I think it was 6 or 7 consecutive threes we took. They were good shots, and I want us to take those shots, but we missed them. And, you know, that's been our Achilles heel all year. And those are, you know, when you're a shooter and you get a step-in three, that's got to be 60%. I don't care what distance is. And we shot it at about 30 or 25%. And that's why the game got, you know, a little tighter than it should have been. But, you know, they were missing their center. And we have to take advantage of that. You know, every game's an entity in itself, and we've got to understand what we need to do to win that game, and tonight it was to throw it to these two guys and get the hell out of their way.
Baru, the last time we were up here, your only words were, "We just sucked." The last 2 games, you guys have led wire to wire. What are you learning, you and the other leaders on the team learning about maintaining that high level for 40 minutes?
I think it's really just making sure that when we're out there, we're doing what Coach wants us to do. I feel like a lot of the times we've gotten ourselves in trouble, we go through stretches where it's kind of, we're just doing our own thing, really, and we end up sucking like we did against Rob Morris. So just locking in on that, locking in on the small things that we need to do as a team to get better. I think we had, it was like 21 or 25 of the baskets that came off assists. And that's all just execution and listening to what we need to do in practice.
Alan, last stretch of games, it seemed like your free throw shooting is taking a step up. Is that an emphasis for you lately, or just something that's kind of happening?
Just work. Simple as that.
He's a good shooter. He's a good free throw shooter. It's just he's got to believe he is, and he's working at it.
Alan, do you agree with Coach's sentiment? You know, the offense is improving. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we see what's going on, and as long as we listen to what he's telling us, we'll be all right. I mean, he's been in for like 41 years. I mean, I think he knows what he's talking about, so might as well listen to what he got to say, and we'll be fine.
Any final questions for the players?
Game, guys.
Camp, the start to the second half.
Lane left the layup short. Still a good early look.
You guys have struggled to start second halves as of late. Did it feel good to come out there and really drop the hammer to start the half this time?
Yeah, and, you know, they had to guard us a certain way because they didn't have their 6'10", 6'11" guy, right? And while they have good athletes, they were a little undersized. And so we figured out in our offense, you know, we hadn't been fronted all year. And they fronted us and switched and did some things, and it was new to us. And so at halftime, we were able to say, look, this play's going to work, this play's going to work, and this play's going to work. And all you've got to do is believe it's going to work and execute. And these plays are made for a team that's going to front. And we went bam, 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 and got layups and dunks. And you know, when you're as talented as those two guys are, and they've got to guard you and not gimmick, but, you know, they didn't have the size. You know, next time we play him, that kid will be back, and it'll be a whole different story. And we had to take advantage of it, and we did. And that's how you win a game in January. You figure out how you're going to win this game, and you go win it. And you know, we got away from it in the second half when we got up 20, but that's a great learning experience for us too. You know, we've given leads away. The last 2 games, we got big leads and started to give them away, and we're able to hold on and get it back. So that's all part of growing and getting better, and that's why, you know, we're not the same team we were on November 25th, and hopefully we're not going to be the same team on March 1st that we are today.
Camp, are you surprised that seems to take coaches a while to start to double McCabe, like, because of the film, right? You see, he comes out, he has his way, then they start to run the doubles at him. Are you surprised they don't just start with that? I mean, we talked about it a little bit on the broadcast. Take us through that.
Well, I think that every coach has a system, and they believe in their system. And when you start to tweak what you're doing, you're telling your team what we do might not be that good. And so you want to have counters to everything, right? So this is how we play. Now, if they hurt us, this will be our counter. But you don't want to go in and say, okay, we're just going to go double them because we can't guard them, right? And so I think that's why you see it. And I think most coaches, especially good ones, know that you don't win games in the first 10 minutes of games. You know, you settle in and you figure what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, like our first 2 sets tonight were 100% to see how they were going to guard us. 100%. They knew that. My players knew that. We're going to run these 2 sets. We actually were 3 of them, and we scripted them. And I told them, without that big kid, I don't know how they're going to guard us. So we're going to run these 3 plays, and that's going to tell me how they're going to guard us, and then I know what out of our playbook should work. And I think other coaches are pretty good and smart. I'm probably at the bottom of it, you know, other than being there forever. So they have this belief, and they don't want it. They don't want to go into a game and tell their players that, well, what we do doesn't work. They're going to come in and say, let's stop them with what we do, and then we'll have these tweaks. I mean, any coach that's worth their weight is going to do that.
It seemed like Nassim was a bit of a spark tonight. Can you just talk about how he's progressing?
Well, the only problem he's got is pressure, ball pressure. And our first 15
knocks down his
games or
first
whatever,
shot. And Matt, when he gets that,
in the league, we played Youngstown and Cleveland State, which are high-pressure teams, and then we played all those Power Fives that, for the most part, are high pressure. He's got to learn how to handle it and control the ball and get better at that. And it's hard to when you're a freshman and you get thrown out against 23-year-olds doing that kind of stuff. This team didn't pressure. They pressed, but it wasn't a high pressure press until the last minute. It was more of a try and get you to take the ball into bad areas. And he did a great job. He had a great assist in the first half. He knocked that shot down, and he can shoot, man. He can shoot. It's an ugly, funny-looking shot, but it goes in. I'll take him shooting all day. And he's got great confidence in his ability to shoot. The play he made off the free throw where he stole that pass, I see his future here very good. I see him, I think next year with him and Jack and Chang comes back and Warren Marshall as he, gets back from his injury, we've got a lot of length and smart kids that we might be able to press out of that zone, Right now, we're not a pressing team, but I could see the future because Nassim is really smart and could really lead us in that press. So, I can't remember the game. He made a play late. No, was it the Robert Morris game? He got a steal late in the game that sparked us. He's got a chance to be really good. He's just got to get better at his handles and confidence. Confidence in his handles. He's a confident kid, but confidence in his handles.
You guys took a minute or 2 to get going on offense. I know you're not someone to blame injuries and stuff like that, but how much of that can be attributed to the PA announcer being out sick tonight for starting line?
Well, I really think that hurt us. The starting lineup was different than it's ever been. Didn't even say where they're from. I think it really caused us to. My kids didn't even want to play. I don't think. So.